And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the French Terran player, the blue Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the up-and-comer himself, the red Protoss for Team Little Fairy. It is Shameless. Here we go. Again, for those who haven't been tuning into Little League Cup or tuning into Mass Coliseum, there was a crazy upset or a crazy kind of result that did transpire in those events that did negatively impact Clem. I'm referring mainly to Mass Coliseum, where Clem did not make it through the group stage. He was favored, 100%. Clem, he was heavily favored to make it out of the groups to compete in the playoffs. He did not make it through. The reason for this is because of a unique rule in Mass Coliseum where they care less about wins in the group stage and more about overall map score and head-to-head. They have a different prioritization. Because of that, despite having a winning record, Clem did not make it out of the groups. Instead, Spirit went out over Clem. So Spirit made it through, Clem did not, and with that, Clem, he got knocked out of Master Coliseum entirely, but at least we will be featuring Clem in Little League Cup. He is one of the few Terrans in the Little League Cup playoffs, so we will be featuring him there, and of course, here in the OSC Championship as well. Just really unfortunate that he wasn't a part of Master Coliseum, because like the best players in the world are competing in Master Coliseum. Would have been great to have seen Clem as a part of those playoffs, but alas, didn't quite occur in the end. Not quite. From here, we're settling in. Economic opener is going to be a racked expand out of Clem. Going to be calming things down. And Shameless back at home going for his own setup as well. Oh boy, the pressure is on. I mean, I say the pressure is on. At the same time, like Shameless, again, because he's so young and so new to the scene, like you could argue that, you know, there's less of a weight on his shoulder to perform against Clem. He can be more free, do his best, as there might not be as many expectations. And he's already done so well for himself to make it here this far into the event, as Clem is going to be zoned away. Soon getting to our tech of choice. Back at home, safety bunker here by Clem on the high ground, and it is going to be a Twilight Council opener. Twilight Council into Blink. Standard play. Standard so far. Clem joined Rainer in the washed club. Reddit told me, he's clean. He's washed. Kappa. Wait, Reddit, they don't even watch StarCraft. They don't even watch it. Who listens to Reddit? Ay. As Reaper does dip in. Oh. Threads of inner line. Last going to be zoned away. How many gateways going to be thrown down? So far, we have 2 gates in total here for Shameless. 2-gate Blink. And back at home with Clem settling into a zone 1-1-1. Into Widowmine drop. Let's go. Now, we seem to be active with these Hellions to have a presence on the map. We can see Shameless walling up and walling up. Should be safe against the Hellions, as they are spotted. Shameless, he races back home. He did spot the Hellions. He should be walling off. Yeah, the probe is in position. Hellions, they threaten a dive. One of them goes down. Oh, Hellions, they do squeeze past. They try to. The whole position. Let's go. But Probes is still going down. He gets 2. Gets 2 against 3 workers. 3 workers for 2 Hellions and a Reaper. Not a bad trade for Clem. And behind this, getting ready for his mine drop. How many? 4. 4 Widow Mines moving out across the map. A lot of potential here for Clem. Likewise, he has to get a read on how many gateways there are. Speaking of, 2 more gates on the way. 4-gate Blink. Much more aggressive build for Shameless. Much more aggressive. Clem has yet to confirm. Back at home, he is at least setting up. Nice Sim City. Tank is on the way. Bunker on the low ground. Shameless is somewhat in position. Gets a lot of damage here on the medevac. Widowmines, they drop in. Oh no! Oh my god, massive connection. 4 probes going down. 4 probes and a Stalker. Another Stalker falling. Blink is not ready. And Clem, he escapes. He escapes with 2 Widowmines as well. Massive pickoffs. Ay. Again, just a late reaction by Shameless. Pulled away too late. Widow Mines is still active. They can still drop in towards the natural. Shameless trying to keep up. Blink is at least stunned. And he's going for a counterattack. Remember, 4-gate Blink. He needs to be aggressive. Needs to be assertive across the map instead. Does want to be stuck defending. Does move out. Here comes the warp in. Warping in whatever he can. Clem getting 2 more Widow Mines. And escapes with 1 of the Widow Mines as well. Does escape. Good value. 6 probes in total. As Shameless, he will threaten to die, but there are 2 tanks waiting for him. Don't blink it! Don't do it! Oh my god. Thankfully, he doesn't face check. As that would have not ended well here for Shameless. Third CC on the way. Shameless still trying to be active. The Widow Mine rotates over towards the main. Diving on the Raven. Raven goes down. But the bunker does punish. Auto turret as well. And Shameless, he does blink well. Pulls away. Some Stalkers are falling. Likewise, Mine drop in the main. 4 probe kills. The Widow Mine survives once again. He lives. How? That's what, 10 probe kills? 10 probes for 3 Widow Mines so far. As there's still potentially another shot available. Shameless still trying to reinforce. Clem's stim is almost done. Third CC's on the way. Shameless splitting up his army. Does split up. Oh my god. Once again unable to pull away in time. But this time it looks like Clem, he will not save the Widow Mine. Still 13 kills. No shot, he saves it. Clem, he saves the Widow Mine. Likewise, Clem catching out the Stalkers. He gets 1, he gets 2, he gets 3, he gets 4. Oh, 4 Stalkers do go down. Brutal losses here for Shameless. That should not have happened. Shameless otherwise distracted. And Clem again just pulling Shameless apart. Shameless trying to get a third base. Clem, he's about to break out. The upgrades are done. Here comes Clem. Forcing back Shameless. And Clem, he can just commit. Catching out a Stalker. He gets 1, he gets 2, he gets 3. Oh, God, he gets 3 Stalkers. Shameless moving out for a counterattack, but here comes Clem, rallying everything across the map. Momentum is on his side. There are some force fields available. Force fields, they can slow down the push. They do slice up the army. Hopping up here out of Clem. Does avoid the friendly fire. Shots going off on the Zealots. And at this point, Clem can just sim and win. Doesn't even need the tanks. Doesn't even need them. Yeah, it does start to step forward. Takes down the sentries. It's a war from Zealots, but GG gets called. There's just not enough left at home, and Clem will take game number 1. GG. GG, well played again, Clem. He is the heavy favorite for a reason. He is the reigning world champion for good reason as well, and Shameless will take a loss here in the first game, but we'll see if he can bounce back. Again, it was insane just how much damage the mine drop got. 13 probes, 13 workers for 4 Widow Mines. Actually, I should say for 3, because that 4th Widow Mine was saved towards the end as well. It was still alive. It was crazy. With that, GG. GG, well played. We now load into a small map as well. We're going to be loading into ley lines. A map where you can be more aggressive, you can be more assertive. We'll see who's able to take advantage of that. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of ley lines, we have the French Terran player, the Blue Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Protoss player. For Team Little Fairy, it is Shameless. Here we go. As again, last game, Shameless, he attempted to go 4-gate Blink, but because of all the harassment, because of all the mine drops and just the aggression of Clem. The 4-gate blink just never really came into play. It just really put Shameless more behind than anything because it delayed his expansion, it delayed his tech, delayed his upgrades in favor of trying to be aggressive with those stalkers, but alas, did fail to do so, did fall behind. So I'm hoping for a bit of a safer opener here out of Shameless this time. Referring to 3-gate blink. Meanwhile, hello SCV. As Clem, he rallies across the map, he avoids the scouting probe, and is making his way towards the natural for an eBay block. The eBay is on the way. Shameless does poke in. eBay has been placed, and Shameless is going to be delayed. And, oh, he's going to be forced to take the unnatural natural. Okay, so this can be abusable. This can be abused here. Clem, he will confirms location of the Nexus, and with this, Clem can go into a more heavier factory-based composition to rally across the map to try to punish this location, as it can be quite awkward to defend. We'll see. We'll see how aggressive Clem plans on being. Behind this factory is on the way. Reactor as well. He can go for an add-on swap and go Reactor to Hellion. He can go Reactor to Hellion here. And that would just be a really good way to either threaten the natural or dive straight into the main and wreak havoc in the mineral lines. And we'll see if he does go for the swap. Behind this, Clem should be expanding. And soon getting his natural. There it is, CC on the high ground. Clem playing it safe. Yep, there's the add-on swap. He's going for the Hellions. He's going for a Reactored Hellion. Now, in the previous patch, we used to be able to go into Reactored Hellion or even Reactored Cyclone, then into Hellion. That was back when you did not require tech labs on the factory. Nowadays, you do require tech labs, so Cyclones are not available here. But regardless, Hellions, they can pop up as they're building up. As a reminder, it takes 3 Hellions to one-shot a probe. Speaking of, 3rd Hellion's on the way, and the 4th. The Adept moves out, runs into the army. Now, Shameless, he's aware of the commitment into Hellions. He knows, but knowing is merely half the battle. He has to set up. Okay, we have a shield battery here at the 3rd. Likewise, we could try to wall off the ramp. It's going to be a Stargate Phoenix opener out of Shameless. Now, with Phoenixes, he can lift up the Hellions. He can lift them up and try to avoid that one-shot potential, but here they come. Hellions are moving out. There is a scouting probe. It does get eyes on the Hellions. Adepts are ready. Up. One probe goes down. Shameless in position, or at least trying to be. Hellions, they go for the Adept. One of it falls. The Hellions are getting low. And there's 3 Hellions left. One gets lifted, only 2 Hellions remaining. And they can 2-shot probes. They can 2-shot the workers. Second Phoenix arrives, and Shameless holds. Shameless, he does hold. He shuts us down. And this doesn't get too much. It was 4 Hellions for 1 Adept and 2 workers. Nice cleanup by Shameless. He holds, he defends. Meanwhile, Clem got a full scout. He's fully aware of the Stargate Phoenix opener here out of Shameless. Also, get juiced up. The juice box. Beautiful. As Clem is getting ready back at home, going to Cyclone Viking production. Gets a lock on. Ooh, and he will not get the Phoenix, thankfully. Phoenix does survive. Phoenix is deflected. I'm trying to keep up with the movement of Shameless. As the lock-ons are brutal, and the Phoenix is gonna go down. Brutal pickoff, Phoenix for nothing. Phoenix falls. Behind this, throwing down extra Raxes. Building up towards a bio-tank composition. Stim should soon be on the way. And we'll see what we get into. As Shameless, it looks like he was wanting to get into Phoenix Colossus. There's the Robo, there's the Safety Immortal. Into, I would imagine, a Bay. Into Colossi. Shameless throws down the 3rd. So base, yep, there's the bay. Bay is on the way. So something a little bit more traditional here, Phoenix Colossus. This is very much so out of favor and out of meta. But it's nice to see it, and once again, it's nice to see it. Nowadays, it's considered unsafe just because Terran players have gotten so good at punishing this. And punishing Star gameplay in general. Speaking of, Clem does move out. And the move out is spotted, thankfully. Shameless, he's aware of the move out. He's getting ready back at home, massing up his Phoenixes, building up the Immortals. Now this is going to hit before the Colossus is ready, as the bay is still in the way. Server goes down. Phoenix is looking to hunt down any stray unit. They head towards the 3rd CC. Towards the reinforcements, they get a Marine. Oh! Just the one. Phoenix goes down to 4. And here comes the move out. There are no sentries, no force fields. They're moving in. Back at home, Phoenixes, they do catch a reinforcing tank. Vikings, they do race back home. Phoenixes, they just move out. But they do get intercepted. Oh, they do get caught. Alas, without the Vikings, the tank goes down. Shameless, he holds. Does hold on, does defend. Forces back Clem. And Colossus production should soon begin. I mean, with the high Viking count, I guess it might not be worth it. That's a lot of Vikings. Here's a lot of Vikings here for Clem. Shameless pulling away. Double Forge. Twilight Council into charge. But this tells me that the investment here into the Rodix Bay wasn't really worth it. It was not worth it in the end. As Shameless is just hard switching into Charge Archon instead. But again, this is late tech for Shameless. Tech is delayed. 4th base now on the way. Clem should be getting his 3rd. As his CC is still in production. And now we can get into the mid game. We've made it. We can calm things down. Shameless, he has a good economy. The composition is lacking. Again, as we mentioned, because of the commitment into the bay, it really does slow everything else down. So Shameless's army is not really what it needs to be. Not yet. It needs more time. So Clem is being active once again. Getting his 3rd. Panning out his Marines. High Templar morphing in. Where there's storms. No storm yet. Shameless, he is at least refining his army. He's getting there. As he did take extra gases, so we can afford some tech. But now just focusing on the ground death blow of an army. Archons, Immortals, Charge Lots, still no storm. Here comes Clem. Clem does move out. And there is no slash damage. Oh. There's no slash damage. There is no EP either, no ghost. Bear that in mind. So far, Clem kiting back, takes out all the zealots. There are plenty of Immortals and the tank should fall. Shameless holds. Shameless, he is holding. He is holding the line. Clem, he has to retreat upon seeing this army. We need some ghost production. There we go. First ghost is on the way. Ooh. As the Prism is caught out. The Phoenixes are still at least alive. They can still be active. Clem pulls away. And again, a lot of the supply for Clem are in these Vikings. So he has very limited supply here to actually make use of. Meanwhile, Shameless counterattacking. This time less certain of. I mean, sure, there are no tanks. True. There's no tanks on the high ground. There is potential here for Shameless. As Clem moves away, the Observer, of course, sees everything. The Observer gets spotted. And Shameless, he wants to dive in. He can at least deny the 4th. But Clem is out of position. And 4th base is going to be denied. Pushing in towards the mineral line. Bunker goes down. Again, Clem is late to respond. Does get here in time though. Does throw away the army. Catching an Immortal. Immortal goes down. Drop into the main. Zealot's warp in. And SCVs are going down. Catching reinforcements as well. Good drop here by Shameless. The Zealots do well, but he has to back up with the main army. He cannot fight this. Gonna try to though. Lifts up the Ghost. EMPs pop up. Oh, and this army. Not like this. Archons go down. Immortals go down as well. Shameless, he cannot fight this head on. He's going to lose everything. Will lose the entirety of the main army. But in the main base, SCVs are going down. If only Shameless had backed off, that was not the fight to take. Kills 15 SCVs, but it might not matter. Because Shameless, what does he have left? He has Zealots. He has 2 Archons on the way. A Colossus in production. Does not have range. And here comes Clem. Clem, he's up 50 supply. Shameless is not ready for this. Now, thankfully, Clem, half his army is back at home, so he has to wait. Is now reinforcing. As Clem, he rotates. He is down in the economy, but he's recovering, rebuilding his SCVs. He has mules, of course. Is now pushing in. Yes, there's a Colossus, but again, no range. So they have to back up. And upon scanning Vikings, they lift once again. Plenty of Vikings left over. And Clem, he can break through this. He has 3 EMPs. With the EMPs, they connect. First Colossus goes down. 1 Colossus left. And it's going to fall as well. I say that. Clem forced the kite. Viking count gets reset. Shameless, he's holding. He's holding on. Shameless does hold, does survive. Clem backing up. Again, just getting a 4th CC. Getting more production, taking more bases. 2 tools on the horizon. And again, Shameless, he's at least holding. Did reset the Viking count. Getting to a 2nd Robo into double Colossus production. Still no range. And again, Shameless, he needs more time. Needs time to recover. And Clem, he's not giving him that time. Sims in. Forces a recall. Despite that, gets 5 probe kills. Does boost away. Does boost out of there. Up. Lose the medevac. Medevac goes down. Clem getting his 4th. Now Clem is going to be the first to max out. He is yet to start taking towards a fusion core or a 2nd starport. Still just fixated on by a Viking, which can still work well. Likewise, still no range for Shameless. He hasn't quite noticed that he's missing it. Still no escape from the lands. Now Shameless, he is getting to 3-3, and that is going to benefit his, his ground army especially. Does move forward. Won't help against the EMPs though. The EMPs, they pop up. Soldiers have to retreat. The Prism! Prism is exposed. Does survive. Pulls away. Shameless moving in. Clem is maxing out. More Zealots warping in as well. Again, they can do a great job buffering for the main army. EMPs are brutal though. The Archons are being sniped. He kites back to the planetary. And Shameless, he cannot engage. Not like this. Colossus goes down. And they're going to get 1 shot. Oh my god. Another Colossus falls down to 1. No more Prism. No more reinforcements. And Shameless, he cannot take the fight. He has to back off. Ideally, with this heavy of a Zealot army, you want to fight out in the open. Out on the map. Not defensively here. Not into a planetary. Just not going to work out well. Shameless has to retreat. And Clem now is investing to a 2nd starport. 2nd starport on the way. Both armies are maxed out. Thankfully, Shameless now going to be reinforcing with disruptors. That's a lot of zealots. Jesus. How many zealots do we have? 29. 29 zealots all the way. Going for a big counterattack. There is a spotted marine. Clem will spot at least some zealots. Does spot them. Now, disruptors are a good way to recover and bounce back despite having a subpar army composition. Disruptors are going to be a good addition. Dark Shrine's on the way, third robo as well. Shameless just bringing up supply. Making more disruptors. First Nova does zone. There's one Nova left at the same time. Zealots, they do move in towards the third. That's EMP. Colossus goes down. Novas, they don't quite connect. And Clem can commit. They can push in at the same time. Zealots, they do hit the expansion. But Clem, he's ready for this. Clem is in position back at home. The army forced back. The base is going to fall. The mineral line as well. And the Zealots, they don't do much. They don't do much across the map. As they don't get a single SCV. The Nova! Oh my god, massive connection. Novas, they pop up. Oh my god. They do pop up. Massive connections. Despite that, back at home, Clemmy defends, breaks down a base, keeps moving in. But Shameless, he should hold. He should hold on here. Even catching a full medic, he gets one, he gets two. Two full medics go down. Nice defense here by Shameless. He holds. Behind this, taking more bases. We have Blink on the way for the DTs. And more disruptors. Again, he's got the Novas. He's got the balls. He has the disruptors. He has potential here. Going for a counterattack. Or running into a planetary. Can't quite break through. As he has limited Novas. That disruptor's being focused down. Nice target firing at Clem. He gets one. Does bring down one disruptor. Zealots, they charge in. They collapse on the main army. And where are the Novas? Where are the disruptors? They're now coming in. Zealots are going down. Nova goes off. Alas, the army pulls back. Clem holds. Clem, he does hold. At the same time, DT's in the middle lines. 12 SCV kills. Not bad. Getting a couple of workers. Crippling the economy. DT's here towards the third base as well. Damage is being done. And Clem is up against the wall. Going for drop play. Back at home, there isn't really much to protect these bases. No shield batteries, no cannons, no side defense. There is a recall. That might be what Shameless has to rely upon. Shameless taking another base. This will slow Clem down. Shameless, he has time to respond. Expansion is denied. Shameless trying to keep up. Shameless, he rotates everything here towards the south, actually. Uh-oh. At least he didn't waste his recall. Still has recall if he needs it. The army gets spotted. Clem, he responds. At the same time, massive DT counterattack towards the planetary. Shameless moving in. Oh! Oh, massive connection! Gets a ghost. Gets a ghost, gets a good amount of marines. At the same time, here comes the counterattack. Is there a turret? There kind of is. Yeah, turret is in position. Drop across the map. Army moves in. As they zone away. Bit of friendly fire. Planetary goes down. Massive pickup. Up. Another connection. Shameless. Shameless, he cadets. 11 SCVs go down. Good fight here from the Protoss. Very good fight. But last, Clem, he just floats over his CC. Maintains his bases, maintains his economy. But Shameless going to be the first to max out. Shameless, he's got this. He's got this, baby. Gonna rotate. 2 Novas go off. He still has, what, 5 Novas left. Down to 3. Down to 2. He has to be careful. He has to preserve those Novas. Army sims in, gets 1 disruptor. Shameless with the flank, collapses on the army. And Clem is getting caught out. Shameless looking to break through. Getting some of the Marauders. Big losses here for Clem. Shameless taking it slow. He maintains these bases. He defended against the drop earlier. Rotates over towards the third base. Shameless once again maxed out. Clem going for a counterattack. Shameless, he's somewhat in position. He'll take a rough fight though. Doesn't recall. Vikings, they take down the Colossus. Colossus goes down. Do have DTs to defend. Shameless does have a massive army, but he has to make use of these disruptors. There we go, he's moving in. Shows Novus. Oh, he gets one. Gets one, gets two, gets three disruptors. Novus don't quite connect. Two disruptors left. Nice kiting here by Clem. Nice target firing as well. Nova only zones away. There's one Nova left. Ooh, and the Shameless is not rebuilding those disruptors. There's Novas that don't connect. Clem moving in. Catches a sentry, catches a couple of stalkers. Zoning back the army. Another disruptor goes down. What once was 6 disruptors down to 1. One disruptor left. Clem is clawing his way back into this. Again, Vikings, they shut down the Colossus. Never goes off. Gets into the mineral line. Nice save there with some of those SCVs. Only 4 SCVs go down, but he gets a base. He gets a planetary. Oh, the Stalkers are exposed. We need more Zealots. Need more Archons. There's not really much of a buffer. The disruptor goes down. Massive pickoff. 0 disruptors left. There's 2 on the way. There's 2 more on the way. Clem clawing his way back in. Heavily overstimmed. Gonna be forced back. Once again, good EMP here on the Stalkers. Shameless, he has to respect it. Disruptors have arrived. Shameless, that massive lead he once had, not there anymore. He is still ahead economically, that is true. But Clem, he has been trading more efficiently. These have been more efficient trades. Drop on the right hand side. Going for the mineral line. Shameless, he responds. He's ready. Oh! Links in. Gets a better back. It's one, doesn't quite get the other. Dark Templar dealt with. Clem is still somewhat mining. Has the center base. Okay, 3 probes across the map. Nova does not catch out Clem. Then he pulls away. There's 1 Nova left. Only 3 disruptors of the main army. Shameless going back to the Colossus. Does he have... He still doesn't have range. No shot. This entire game. No extended thermal lance. Ay, ay, ay. He never got it. Still never got it. Clem is being forced back. Shameless, he is maxing out. He's getting there. I'm still a little bit concerned with the low disruptor count. It's very heavy Zealot based. It's a lot of chargelets. Shameless does max. Clem not too far behind him. He's on a 2 base economy. That's all he needs. Observer gets spotted. Zealots, they get called out. Oh, another disruptor goes down. Okay, rough positioning here for Shameless. Here's rough positioning. No, it doesn't connect. This is also one of those moments where I'm pretty sure Shameless, he wants to try to abuse this cliff face with the Colossus, but he should have noticed that he didn't quite have the range he should. It is one of those moments. As he does blink in, gets a Viking. So we are coming here to a run by. Clem attempting to expand. The Zealots, they're here just in time to deny it. But there's an army to defend as well. And Clem, he holds. Does first hit the mineral line. Army dives in. Clem coming in for a flank. Never goes up. We get an okay connection. 2 disruptors go down. Massive catch. There's 3 disruptors left. And Clem, he will take this fight. He collapses on the main army. Novas, they will not quite connect. We graze the main army. Vikings, they land. Disruptor's going down. There's nothing left. There's no way out of this. Shameless, he gets cornered. And he's going to lose everything. The Stalkers, the Disruptors, the Colossus. It all goes down. And that's a massive win for Clem. Shameless, he was playing so well. He was playing so well in this game. Counterattacking, harassing, Zealot run-bys, DTs. But alas, he lost everything. Shameless down to Zealots. Purely Zealot. More Colossus on the way. Ay, ay, ay. There was a moment in this game where Shameless was on like, what, 50 supply? It was crazy. But at the same time, he wasn't quite able to make use of the army. That was back when Shameless, he was posturing on the high ground with like, what, 5, 6 Disruptors. Disruptor count never quite got that high again. Army moves out, there's the recall, base goes down. Again, purely Zealot. That's all we have left. Just non-stop charge, lots. I mean, hey, they pick up the ghosts. Some of the ghosts are going down. Base gets denied. 14 SMBs do 4. Shameless, can he pull this off with pure Zealot? Let's go, gets us around. Or at least he tries to. The SimCity working against him. It's a brutal choke point. Oh my god. The Zealots, they melt. Okay, they just kind of push into that. Not into the mineral line. Colossus does arrive. Does reinforce. Supplies are still very close here. Alas, a lot of the supply for Shameless are probes. Clem, he has a larger army, much larger army here. As he did snipe the expansion. Clem is on 22 SCVs. It's not a one base economy. Bappy, that's all he has mules, he's fine. The power of mules. Oh no. Will Shameless ever research extend them a lance? I don't I don't think he will. Not anymore. It's too late for that. It's too late. As Clem, he has to put up his army. He does trade well, but there's a scan. Nice on borrow there from Clem. No friendly fire. Friendly fire. Back up to 3, soon to be 4 Colossus. And unironically, based on like how often Shameless has gone back into Colossus production, the lack of the range upgrade here is, I mean, it has played its part here in this game, unironically. Especially with how long the game has been, getting up to the 30-minute mark. Now, the Viking count is very low. True. Very low Viking counts. Shameless, he has potential. He can still take a fight. Let's get eyes on the bases. Takes down another SCV. He's going to dive in. Very heavy Marauder count. Clem trying to come in for a flank. Not being forced back. And Clem just gives up on the base. He pulls away. Knows he cannot save it. TT comes in from behind. Shameless going for the CC. Doesn't really have much anti-air. CC does survive. Shameless rotating, going for the planetary. Planetary should go down. Nice pickup. Takes down the base. Shameless, he's maxed out. He's got how many? He's got 42 Zealots and 4 Colossus. Is his main army, but Clem, he has a fully mining base here. It's a freshly saturated base as well. Clem, he has an economy. Meanwhile, Shameless, he should be able to take down this northern base. I mean, there is mining going on, but there's no saving it. Good mine connections. But the orbital's gonna be going down. Clem coming in from behind, but he won't quite engage. Oh, gets a volley off on the Colossus. The Viking count is building up. Meanwhile, 16 SCVs go down. Clem back down to 22. 22 workers, let's go. Oh, massive EMP, no recall. And no recall available, the base is gonna fall. Base is gonna go down. Clem, he's catching up in supply. He's almost there. Cells are coming from behind once again, catching reinforcements, forcing Clem back. Main army moves in. The Colossus, no! It was one. One Colossus goes down. Massive pickup. Every unit counts. First Colossus full, second Colossus as well. That's a lot of Vikings. Yeah, second Colossus goes down. Not as much anti-air. Stalkers doing what they can. Clemmy gets a third Colossus. Down to 1. Down to 0. No splash damage. Colossus kind of gets reset. We have Storm on the way. I mean, I wouldn't have been opposed to still going back into Disruptors, but okay. Going to Storm. As Clem rotates, massive Storm does connect. Good first Storm, second Storm as well, zones away. How many High Templar? Just the one. Just the one High Templar. Shameless diving in, nice kiting here, brutally EMPs. EMPs, they cover with the Zealots, the Zealots are gonna melt. Yeah, they have no sustain. Zealots go down, no more splash damage. And Clem, he will take this fight. He's stimming in, there's no Disruptors, no Colossus, no High Templar, no Storm. 2 High Templar morphing in the high ground. Base goes down. Clem, he could try to keep pushing, but now he rotates. Does rotate over. Shameless going for a DT counterattack. Remember, there's no planetary. SCVs are going down. Somewhat trading a base for a base. Clem down to 17 SCVs. Let's go. 15 SCVs. Less than a 1 base economy. Storms popping up. Oh my god, he stands in the storms. Does stand in the storms. Oof. Once again, zoning away. Shameless, he gets across the map, dives on the army. DT's a trade somewhat well. As there's 1 Marine left, 1 Ghost. Clem defends. Down to 7 SCVs. Down to 7 workers. Let's go. I mean, he still has mules. He has as many mules as there are SCVs. There's a storm. There is a storm on the high ground. Clem, he rotates. That's a lot of High Templar, but not many storms. First one does zone. Base is going to be denied. Going for the feedback. Oh, Shameless getting caught out. Clem, he gets 1. He gets 2 High Templar. The storms are ready. He gets 1. But the rest of the storms are just not ready in time. High Templar, they get picked up, and Clemmy breaks through. GG gets called. There's nothing left, and Clemmy fights back. Clem takes a 2-0 lead. GG. He's crazy. GG, well played. A very scrappy game, and Shameless, he played so well here as well. There were so many good moments for him, good opportunities as well. It did feel like Shameless was getting very nervous, which makes sense. Again, he's a very young player, very young. He's 18 years old. He's also like a newer coming to the scene, newer coming to the pro scene especially. And he played it well, did play it well. There were definitely, of course, some moments like missing some of the extended lands, abandoning Disruptor production, for example, even though Disruptor was doing very well for him for a time. There was, of course, a big moment with Shameless where he was up, I want to say 50 supply, but it was in that moment where he was very heavily Disruptor based and he was just harassing mineral lines. He wasn't really going for any major fights. Clem, he was able to buy time, able to just pull his way back into it. Very close, very impressive by Clem, I should say, for Clem to just hang in there. And despite so much going against him, he clawed his way back in. Very impressive. The tenacity here of Clem was on full display, showing that, mate, he might be down to 7 workers, but he's gonna fight his heart out, and he did. Very well played. GG, well played. Clem, he brings it back, and he will take a 2-0 lead. But GG, well played. Shout out to Shameless again. Like, I feel like part of his inexperience was showing there a little bit as well, for sure. from Shameless, and you know, that's something that he's able to deal with over time, of course, with as he competes more, as he plays more, as he goes up against these bigger names. Regardless, GG, well played. Crazy game. Crazy. As a shout out to Blaker Dudes. Oh my god, thank you so much for the 500 bits. God, baby, gracias so much. Thank you so much for the 500 bits. Do appreciate it. I see the chat. Hapsaya, when it comes to, there is a clean feed. I would ask SC Boy for the link to the clean feed, but they'll most likely be very, very well receptive to it. They don't really have, like, if you ask them, they'll be like, yeah, sure, go for it. Like, they're not really too restrictive when it comes to limiting who can and who cannot cast their tournaments. So yeah, just reach out. I'm sure they'll be more than happy to. Who do I contact? What discords are you in? So the admins for SC Boy are Bokun. Do you know Bokun? There's Bokun. There is Sayo, and there's another main one as well. There's Sayo, there's Bokun, and there is another one that's slipping my mind. Sarutobi. Sarutobi. Also, meanwhile, shout out to Cyan. God, thank you so much for the raid. Thank you so much. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. Welcome, one and all, to the OSC Season 12 Championship. We are in our final series of the night. So the final series here, we're in Game 3 of Clem versus Shameless, but that was a crazy Game 2. It was very intense, very back and forth. Could have gone either way. And we're here to find out if Shameless can bounce back in this series. Yeah, what did you know? Just imagine that game with Colossus range. Unironically, that could have been the game changer. Like so many fights involved Colossus, and imagine just extra swipes, just extra attacks from those Colossus over time, and even more survivability as well, as they would have been less exposed, less vulnerable to Vikings, less vulnerable to Marauders as well. That would have actually been a big factor in that game, just because of the length of the game itself. It was 30 minutes, and a lot of that did involve, you know, Colossus fights. GG. But with that, we're getting into game number 3. Saber is not a part of the WTL team, but Saber might direct you in the correct direction. But Saber he's not a part of WTL. He's not a part of SC Boy. Those are the 3. Those are the 3. As we're getting into our next game, we're getting into game number 3 here at Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Gresfan. We have the French Terran player, the blue Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. Leading the series 2-0 and Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner. We have the red Protoss player representing Team Little Fairy. It is Shameless. Also, Hapsaya, if you check I believe if you check the Wikipedia page for Master Coliseum, there should be a Discord link. Is there? No, not quite. Is the one for World Team League. Yeah. Here. If you go to the Wikipedia page of WTL, of World Team League, there is a link to their Discord server in the info box. So you can head there. You can head directly into their Discord, and you should be able to find everyone that you need to in that Discord server. Hoping that the link still works, might I add. But if it does, you're good to go. You're good to go. From here, we're settling into game number 3. And we can take a moment to calm things down. Welcome one and all to Gresfan. Gresfan is, of course, one of the older maps, long past its prime in a sense. Gresfan, it was in the map pool back in 2022. I want to say like 2021, 2022 era of StarCraft was when it was in the ladder map pool. And the OSC Championships do provide an extended map pool. An extended map pool is provided here. So we have maps like Gresfan, like Romanticide, and like Erahome as well. So players, they have the option to play on some of these older maps instead of the newer maps. Do you have the option? here we go. As someone's asking in the chat, how many disruptors would be ideal? Yeah, around like 5 to 6. Previously, a higher disruptor count was more viable to get up to like 9+ disruptors, but that was before the nerf to the disruptor supply-wise. Now it does take up more supply, so typically you work with less disruptors now. But it used to be obnoxious. I mean, actually, fun fact, back when this map was in rotation, that was back when we would see players like Trigger, players like MaxPax getting up to 9, up to 12 like we've casted games like Trigger versus Clem. No, Trigger versus Maru on this map, on Greswan. With Trigger, he had like 12 disruptors, and when you have that many disruptors, you have non-stop novas. By the time the first nova goes off, and by the time the first disruptor reset, by the time the last nova goes off, the first nova resets, and you just have non-stop novas. It's crazy. it's insane. But we're past that. We're past the non-stop novas. Not anymore. Not anymore. As for now, we're settling in. For now, going for a 3-gate blink opener. Very safe play here by Shameless. And back at home, Clem going for a CC on the high ground into his own tank drop. Oh my god, going for an aggressive build. He's moving out. Going to be sending everything across the map, and Clem, he does commit. Tank is on the way, waiting for the tank, then dropping across the map. Let's go. Let us go. As he's going to be committing. Cyclone gets spotted. Tank has arrived, and here come the reinforcements. Here comes the tank drop. The goal here to get on top of the production to break through the natural. Shameless, he's still waiting for his gateways to come online. Shameless, he's supply blocked. Now is not the time. Pylons are on the way. He has supply block. He can't warp in. And here comes the army. Here comes Clem. We can't afford a supply block. Not here. Not now. Tank has arrived. Pylon is exposed. Tank volley going off. Sentry goes down. There's the warp in. Pylon is going to go down. One more volley. Oh my god, one more shot. It depowers the gateways, but it looks like Shameless, he will defend. Ooh, it's a costly defense, but he does take down the tank. More reinforcements on the way. Blink is not done. When another Stalker goes down. From here, Clem still rallying across the map. Trading with the Stalkers. Chasing him down. Oh, catching another. There's 2 Stalkers left. But Shameless, he holds. Oh, Shameless, he does hold on. Immortal production has begun. Now, bearing in mind, the Immortal is late because the robot got depowered. But Clem backs off. Clem, he doesn't commit. Okay. We made it. we made it, Pappy. We made it. Whew. As Clem, he pulls back. Does pull back. Shameless getting his 3rd base. Blink is now done. Immortal production well underway. And Shameless now has a semblance of map control. Does move out, but Clem, he's not stopping. He just reinforced. Just consulted his army and is still moving in. After what happened in that 30-minute game, Clem, he's angry. he's like, not again. I got places to be. I just want to end it. Shameless trying to catch reinforcements. Goes for a backstab. Clem pushing up the ramp. The Immortal is exposed. Does sync up with the Immortal. The Immortal is going to go down. Ay, ay, ay. Massive pickup. Base is going to be denied. Do you have a recall back home? Stalkers, they race back. And we're here once again. Deja vu. This time there is Blink available. Clem is pushing towards the gateways, getting within range. Gateways are going down. And with 2 tanks, Shameless, he can't dive in. Not this time. He's tempted. Oof. Takes a volley to the face. 2nd gateway goes down. Shameless down to how many? Down to 1 gateway. He can warp in 1 unit at a time. Backup gateways are on the way. Pylon does fall. And Clem is not stopping. He's just not stopping. He just keeps rallying across the map. He just wants to end it. Gets within range of the Robo. Immortal's on the way. Can it finish in time? Can it finish? Oh, it's going to be close. I will. The Immortal does pop out. Stalkers, they do dive in. Oh, but the tank shots are brutal, and Shameless's army crumbles. Stalkers, they go down one after the other. Massive tank shots. There's only the Immortal left. Gateways, they are finishing up. He's got, what, 3 gates? Robo goes down. And Shameless is up against the wall. He did so well for himself in game number 2, but here, Clem, he just commits. Just rallies everything, and GG gets called. Clem, he will take the series 3-0, advancing on to the next round. GG. GG, well played. This time we don't get the mid game. We don't even, we barely even get 2-base saturation out of Shameless. Clem, much more aggressive, much more assertive. He did want to deny any kind of semblance of a late game scenario. Not again. Not after game 2. And with that, Clem, he will take the series. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations here to Clem as he does advance on. But a shout out to Shameless, because you know what? I'm sure people are going to be looking at the bracket. I'm sure people are going to be looking at the brackets. They're going to be looking at the setup here, and they're going to be thinking to themselves like, oh yeah, you know, Clem, he 3-0'd Shameless. You know, that's what should happen, right? He just 3-0'd him, did advance on. But if you were here for the games, if you were here for the matches, you would know that Shameless, he did take it to Clem in game 2, that he was ahead, that he had his own advantages, he was winning, he had the better economy, he had the larger army at times as well, and that he almost took Clem down in game 2 on late lines. Almost, Pappy, almost. It was good. It was a good series. It was a good game. GG, well played. In the end, it does go the way of Clem, but not the way he would have liked, I'm sure. And a shout to Shameless. Again, Shameless is a very young player. He's 18 years old. Shameless, he hit the pro scene at the end of 2023, beginning of 2024, and Shameless has been improving a lot over the past year. Still, of course, a lot to grow and a lot to improve, but he has been improving quite steadily over the course of the year. Over the course of the year, he has been improving, and it's been great. It's been amazing to see Shameless up against these top players, and hopefully, we're hoping at least that growth continues coming into 2025. We are hoping. GG, well played. GG, well played. Shameless Korean? No. Not from Korea. From Europa, from Europa. Aha. Let's go. And with that, we're done. With that, we are wrapping up here for the day. Again, let's quickly switch on over here and catch up on the matches of the day. Again, 4 best of 5s, what I meant to say. 4 best of 5s. We had a couple of 3-0s, a lot of 3-0s actually. Skillless taking down Nickrak 3-0, Cristiano over Wayne, Clem over Shameless. We did have a more back and forth between Cure and Nightmare. Cure and Nightmare was a very close back and forth, and we had a surprising upset, I would say. I think most people look at Wayne to be the favorite player, and Wayne did defeat Classic yesterday, but today, Cristiano did prove too much. Very different style though. Very different style out of Cristiano. Non-stop charge or Archon based compositions. Did overwhelm Wayne more than a couple of times, and did prove to be the better of the player here, at least in this series. So Cristiano with the 3-0. And with that, we are going to be wrapping up our initial broadcast here. One moment. Do want to quickly see if we have an updated bracket that we can embrace. Hoping we do. Yeah, here we go. Okay, one momento. As we have next week's matches that are available, that are seeded in. Hold on. So when it comes to the continuation here of the OSC Season 12 Championship, bam, there we go. Okay, as you can see here, yesterday we wrapped up the first round. I do recommend the VODs if you missed out on them, but the first round did conclude, and we now have the second round concluding as well. We just wrapped up. Skillless took down Nickrak, Cure over Nightmare, Cristiano over Wayne, and of course, bam, Clem over Shameless. And you can see here on the right hand side, we have the next round ready here. And again, we're going to be covering this next week. We have Hero versus Skillless in a PvP, Max Pax versus Cure in a PvT. Cure, he's been going through the Protoss Gauntlet. Jesus. Cure, he took down Creator, Nightmare, and now Max Pax up next. Best of luck to Cure, as it does not get easier. It does not get easier for him. Again, we have the PvP between Hero and Skillless. We have the PvP in more ways than one. The Polish on Polish action here. Geralt versus Cristiano. They play so often. They play against each other so often. They are some of the best Protoss players in all of Poland. I would have said that they are the top 2 last year, but in recent months, Mana has been on the rise. So Mana is, I would say, comparable in skill to the two of them. Mana's been getting some really good results as well. Regardless, very strong Protoss competitors in the European region. They are going to be facing off in another PvP. And scrolling down, we have Clem advancing on to face off against Shin in a ZVT. We do look forward to it. Again, the ZVT matchup is what we all thrive for here, strive for even in StarCraft 2. Clem is going to be the favorite player, of course, to maybe even win the entire tournament, but we have seen Shin defeat Clem in these online cups. In WarTV Mondays, in these online events, we have seen upsets, but they are upsets. Clem is still the favorite player. We'll see if Shin can make a series out of it. Best of luck. And again, these matches are going to be taking place next week. These matches will be taking place next week. Look forward to it, as we are going to be all over them when they are available. To us. Likewise, there is also a lower bracket as well. Lower bracket matches are going to be taking place next week, as we're going to be covering them here on the channel. Beautiful. What's the best way to support you, Patreon or Twitch? Twitch takes 50%, I believe. So Twitch is 50-50 when it comes to subscribing. We do get a better payout at a Patreon. So if you want to support us on Patreon, then you can do so. Speaking of, if you want to support the CranKy Ducklings, ! Patreon in the chat. And our Patreon is set up to fund our tournaments. Let's just switch our scenes over to catch up. Oh, actually, where am I going? There we go. You can see our tournaments here that are available, of course, and our Patreon is set up to fund our tournaments, like Sea Duckling Open, Macedon Open, and Sparkling Tuna Cup as well. You can see just under our weekly schedule, our Patreon goal. We currently earn 338 USD a month, and our goal is 400. That is to boost the prize pool even further for our tournaments. So there is benefits there. Likewise, we provide replay packs as well to our patrons. On Twitch, if you subscribe here, you do get emotes as well. So, you know, kind of different benefits depending on where you go. And this is our weekly schedule. We just wrapped up with the morning Friday cast. We just wrapped up with the OSC Season 12 Championship, Friday 9 AM KST. Tonight at 9 PM KST, that is going to be in 8.5 hours time. In 8.5 hours, we're going to be live with Masters Coliseum. Masters Coliseum has been an amazing event, and tonight we're going to be featuring several Raynor, Zaun, and Estrella. ZVPs galore. I believe they're best of 7s as well. Best of 7s in lower brackets. So if you want to tune in to several Raynor, Estrella, and Zaun, be there tonight for Master Coliseum, or check out the VODs. Tomorrow, we're going to be spending all day casting the House of Galactic Battle. That is a Polish LAN event, so featuring players like Spirit, Laser, Geralt, Christiana, and many more. They're all going to be at the House of Galactic Battle. Again, that starts at 9 PM KST, and that's going to be a 12-hour cast. That's going to be at least 12 hours, so a full day of a House of Galactic Battle. And on Sunday, we're going to be catching up with more Master Coliseum and the OSC King of the Hill. It's going to be a long broadcast on Sunday and on Saturday. It's a busy weekend. Busy week. And as you can see, busy week. Every single day we have a cast. Every single day at least 2 broadcasts as well. That's how we do here on the CranKy Ducklings. We cast more than anyone else there in StarCraft 2. We have all the casting. We have all the content, all the StarCraft, and some of the quality as well. We got the quantity. We got some of the quality. Let's go. If you see something that you like here, and if you cannot watch it live, check out the VODs. Check out the VODs on YouTube. We do upload on YouTube on a daily basis. Plenty of VODs on YouTube. Plenty of content available, so it's there if you wish to tune into those VODs, or on Twitch as well. VODs are available. VODs are a little bit, less ideal on Twitch, but they're there if you wish. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. There are any more matches today? Not for now, but again, in 8 hours, we're going to be back. In 8 hours, we're going to be back, but for now, the broadcast has concluded. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you want to follow us, !socials in the chat. You get a link to our Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord. All things CranKy Ducklings. It's all there in the chat. And we'll see you guys later tonight for some more StarCraft 2 action. For Serral versus Estrella and Raynor versus Zaun. I believe those are the matchups. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be wild. See you later tonight. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Hasta luego. Ciao, papi, ciao. Hasta luego. Until next time.